adoption of the report of the Joint Committee on Defense and Interior and Constitutional, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs on the agreement between the government of the United States of America and the government of the Republic of Ghana on defense cooperation. Mr. Speaker, may I respectively refer you to the conclusion of the committee's report. Mr. Speaker, the committee by majority decision recommends to the House to adopt this report and ratify by resolution the agreement between the government of the United States of America and the government of the Republic of Ghana on defense cooperation, the status of United States forces, and access to and use of agreed facilities and areas in the Republic of Ghana. Mr. Speaker, this emphasis mine, in accordance with Article 75(2)(b) of the 1992 Constitution and the standing orders of the House. This is what the committee is urging Ghana's Parliament to do. Mr. Speaker, may I respectively refer to you for emphasis to quote what is provided for in Article 75(2). And it reads, Mr. Speaker, a treaty agreement, and Mr. Speaker, to make it more elegant, let me start from 75(1). Article 75(1) provides the President may execute or cause to be executed treaties, agreements, or conventions in the name of Ghana. 75(2) provides, and I quote, a treaty, agreement, or convention executed by or under the authority of the President shall be subject to ratification by A, an act of Parliament, or B, a resolution of Parliament supported by the votes of more than one-half of all the members of Parliament present.
Order. Honorable members.
Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members. Honorable members.
Mr. Speaker.
I will not honorable members.
Mr. Speaker.
Allow any interruption from my rights. Unless you don't want us to go about this matter in the intellectual manner that we must tackle it. Honorable. In fact, honorable members, order. In fact, sometimes those who act, in fact, those who ask others to sit down don't know that they rather draw my attention to them. And I mean that if you carefully watch it. So don't advise me to let somebody sit down. I will notice it myself. Because if you unduly draw my attention rather to that, it's not necessary. Honorable members, I want uninterrupted debate. Honorable minority leader, I will take it that you are now beginning. Please continue.
Speaker, therefore, we are being called upon pursuant to Article 75. I'm holding the memo of the Honorable Minister for. I'm holding the memo which accompanied.
Honorable members, please order.
Mr. Speaker, I'm holding the memo signed by the Honorable Dominic B. Nitiwal, Minister for Defense, dated 14th May 2018. In his last paragraph, he states, Parliament is hereby requested to consider and rectify the instant draft agreement. Rectify. No, I'm reading. In the document, it's not ratification, it's rectification.
Honorable members, is it not possible for us to let this debate go on smoothly? Honorable minority leader.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker,
But the leadership on my right, please advise the members
again
on
in
my
the
right.
memo, I've established this because the word ratification in law is not synonymous to ratification pursuant to 75. Mr. Speaker, again in the minister's memo, he will do it. Mr. Speaker, in the minister's memo, paragraph 6, he says negotiation of draft bill, a two-day negotiation meeting involving a delegation from the United States and Ghana's representative made up of experts from AG's department, Ministry of Finance, Defense, Mofari, and it says to ensure fair terms for both parties in the draft agreement. What is before us is not a bill. But, Mr. Speaker, if it was a bill, then the Parliament will have had an opportunity to make additions, to make corrections, to enhance and to improve it. That is why in 75, you may come by an act of Parliament anticipating a bill or a resolution as we are doing. Mr. Speaker, yes, it is true. It is true that Ghana has a strong bilateral relationship with the government of the United States of America. It's true. But if those documents were secret, those documents will not be referred to as 1997 and 2015. They are in the open. And those who doubt it, Mr. Speaker, when you are pounding fufu for a blind person, the best way to assure the blind man you are not eating the fufu is to be whistling. And whistling to them to note that by this provision, we have not come by a bill or an act of Parliament. We cherish the strong bilateral. Our first objection is the constitutionality of this matter. Article 75 says, and I quote again, executed by the President. Where executed? Executed. Agreement or treaty. So, Mr. Speaker, what is before us and what was submitted before us, constitutionally there is nothing before us as far as we are concerned. Because the treaty has not been executed by the President of the Republic. Mr. Speaker, those who know the principle of ratification in law is to exercise an authority for which you do not have the authority, but you come to ratify to make it real. That's the principle of ratification. So it must have been executed before it is brought here. So, Mr. Speaker, now let me refer to what others have quoted. And they have quoted. So, Mr. Speaker, constitutionally, they are not working the process well. And therefore, we object to it. Mr. Speaker, let me refer to what the Honorable Babinga Samuel referred to, 24th November 1997. Yes, there was an agreement, but the agreement quote, Mr. Speaker, for his emphasis, I quote, the Embassy of the United States of America presents its compliments to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Ghana and has the honor to refer to recent discussions between representatives of our two governments regarding issues related to U.S. military personnel and civilian employees of the U.S. Department of Defense who may be temporarily present in Ghana. Temporarily present in Ghana. Not permanent. Not permanent. The 2018 agreement before us is one which is permanent.
Honorable members. Order.
And Mr. Speaker, I'm still on 1997. Applicability, and they should read. They are comparing what in 1997 to 2015. Article 1 says purpose. The agreement is entered into for the purpose of establishing basic terms, conditions, and procedures to facilitate the reciprocal provision of logistic support and supplies. Logistic supplies and supplies. Then you equate that to an agreement which is saying that you must give them unfettered access. You can read Article 19. You can read Article 18 of what has been presented. Mr. Speaker, the other constitutional issue we are raising, and may I respectively refer you to Article 18, and I'll quote 18, then come back to 7. Mr. Speaker, Article 18 provides, and I quote, any dispute regarding the application, implementation, or interpretation of this agreement or its implementing arrangement shall be resolved at the lower level possible and as necessary, elevated to the executive agents for consideration and resolution. My emphasis, Mr. Speaker, those disputes that can its internal procedures necessary for entry into force. Thereafter, it shall remain in force unless terminated by either party on 1 year's written notice to the other party through diplomatic channels. Then, Mr. Speaker, they provide in Article 14 use of radio spectrum. We have to give them radio spectrum for free. We have to give them access to our runway. And that we must build a runway to suit their purpose. Mr. Speaker, yes, Mr. Speaker, Article 5. Article 5. Ghana hereby provides unimpeded access to and use of agreed facilities and areas to United States forces, United States contractors, and others. So, Mr. Speaker, let me state, Ghana shall also provide, what I said, access to and use of runway that meets the requirement of the United States forces. So if you don't have it, you go and construct it to satisfy the United States. Mr. Speaker, therefore, this agreement, my honest view, should be sent back to all our retired generals of Chief of Defense Staff of Ghana to do a thorough scrutiny and analysis of it. What is on paper may not be what the Americans are implying in the pursuit of their national interest. Mr. Speaker, we proudly say Ghana first. And in our Ghana first agenda, not America, Ghana first. And Mr. Speaker, in this Ghana first agenda, the sovereignty of this country cannot be on sale. And they go further to say that they will make support of $20 million US. Mr. Speaker, the GMPC of Ghana can provide the $20 million for our people. We don't need to go far. Mr. Speaker, our sovereignty is on sale. Our nationality is on sale. This is an effort. This is an effort at recolonization of our country. Mr. Speaker, even today in Germany, as strong and powerful as Germany is, it is reconsidering the military base of the United States in Germany, let alone poor Ghana. Mr. Speaker, what they call a base, what they call a base, the Americans call a base, is nothing but a military installation. They will come here in their numbers. And Mr. Speaker, they are saying that when they come and they commit crimes, no court, national or international, they want Vienna court. So, Mr. Speaker, assuming an American soldier came and was involved in gay, what is morally and socially unacceptable in Ghana per our criminal code, he will not be subject to the laws of Ghana because you are hosting the jurisdiction of Ghanaian courts. And you want us to accept this? No, Mr. Speaker. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, I can go to 2015 agreement too. We have copies of it here. Mr. Speaker, in concluding, Ghana has signed what is known as SOFA, Status of Forces Agreement with the United States to deal with mission-specific matters. That was what happened in 2000 2015. Mr. Speaker, maybe those who want to know, one of it was for them to use Ghana as a base to support Nigeria fight Boko Haram. Mission specific. Mr. Speaker, therefore, in conclusion, the agreement before us has not been executed by the President. It is unconstitutional. It does not meet the minimum requirements of Article 75. There is no bill before this House. We have no opportunity to improve or sanitize this. My view is that today, we are not asking for vindication from anybody. Time will vindicate the Ghana First NDC minority. But, Mr. Speaker, I demand that the learned Attorney General and the Minister for National Security must apprise this House, particularly the Attorney General, what her advice is on this particular motion for generations. Because your grandchildren and my grandchildren tomorrow should know who asked the Americans to take over poor Ghana. Mr. Speaker,
Order.
Mr. Speaker, the new Patriotic Party government, led by Nana Addo is behaving like somebody who is under a lion asking for water to drink. Who gets closer to the lion to give you water to drink? Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, Philippines. Go to the Philippines today. The abuses.
Order.
Mr. Speaker, even get more too. You were allowed on law. You were allowed and said, and that's my final point. You said risk. You said terrorism. By approving this, you are opening the floodgates to open this country to major risks of terrorism and its potential attacks and consequences. Mr. Speaker, therefore, since this treaty has not been executed by President Nana Addo, the President of the Republic, we, the Ghana First NDC minority, we are unable to continue with this process. Take your majority decision, support the American government, do it cowardly as you are doing, do it, because give us an opportunity to improve it. Mr. Speaker, it's unconstitutional. Mr. Speaker,
Honorable members, emotions don't help.
Finally, the United States of America, why did they set up a Gitmo base? Because of abuses of human rights. You are opening the floodgates to Ghana for them to come and abuse us. The NDC minority, Mr. Speaker, I should have said due notice. This one, we won't be able to be associated with it, and we won't be able to take part in it, and therefore...